there are a lot of people who are very concerned out there who voted for this administration. But they wrote it all down in Project 2025. I guess we should have paid a little closer attention to what was in that. I read the agriculture section. I know it better than I probably should. But it was there. It was all in writing. We probably should have paid closer attention to it. I'll just say this. I think it's time for this administration to recognize who put them into office, and also to understand that these people are hurting, and this only adds to the hurt that they're already dealing with.
So I used to think that liberals were just like misguided, confused, maybe a little dull mentally. But now I can see that they're truly evil people. So my post where I said that like drag queens shouldn't be reading to kids went super viral, and it went viral on the liberal side of TikTok. And a bunch of big creators stitched the video.
Something tells me you went around and found out, didn't you?
I wanted to tell you guys this before you saw it from a liberal creator, whatever. I got a DUI in September. I passed the stupid sobriety test. I blew into the stupid thing and I was under the limit. Somehow I still ended up getting caught with a DUI.
It's funny how a simple Google search would have told you that drag queens do read to the elderly, and they do read to unhoused people, and they do read to sick people. But I know that doing any kind of research or looking on Google is not your strong suit at all. It is mine and my friends though, so when we found your mugshot, it was the perfect opportunity for us to take. And it absolutely was worth it to see you go private for an entire day, clutching your absolute pearls because you just didn't know how your record got out there. I guess you should have thought of that before you decided to come for the trans community. My name is Jupiter. The faster you follow me, the harder you get.
I regretted my vote. Yeah, why the f*** do I need to know that? That's information that I did not ask for. What I am asking for is a detailed description of how your life is falling apart, because that's entertainment for me. I didn't ask for you to say that you regretted your vote. You're dumb then, you're dumb now. Not much of a difference. Didn't ask, don't care. And by the way, this is not news. This is public information. We have tried our best. For 4 years, we've tried every method, every angle to warn you about this, and you still did it. No shit, you regretted your vote. And by the way, you're not willing to organize. The only reason why that you're saying this is because you're bitching and moaning on the internet about how you got crossed. That's it. That's why you're saying it. I voted for the economy. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You just didn't want a black woman in office. You're a high school dropout. You're not even living paycheck to paycheck. You're actually leeching off the government, which means that you can't keep a job. You don't know what a tariff is, and you can't read past the headline of an article. What the f*** your dumbass knows about the economy? I want a secure border. No, you don't. You're just racist. Stop complaining about immigrants taking your jobs. You're not willing to pick strawberries. You don't have the tenacity to work construction jobs. You're not smart enough to be a doctor or a lawyer. What you have is skill issue. Immigrants are not taking your jobs. One last thing. I don't make these videos for the flag chuckers, the MAGAs. I don't speak to roaches. I don't make these videos for the people that quote-unquote regretted their vote. Like I've said, you're dumb then, you're dumb now. There's no difference. I don't expect you guys to understand everything that I've said for the past 2 minutes. I am making these videos for the generation that are gonna vote for the first time in 2 years or 4 years, if we can even get to that point. Please, my younger Gen Zs, my Gen Alphas, listen to me. We're supposed to move forward, not backwards. We don't have to be our parents. We don't have to make the same mistakes that they've made. We're supposed to protect and respect the women in our families, not put them in a worse situation than our grandmothers.
Alright, what's up folks? Hope you all doing well. I am Fikazo. Welcome to the channel. Guys, welcome to another FAFO episode. We are in the finding out. I know guys, you've seen many videos, but we are in the finding out season. Man, we are seeing a lot of reaction, a lot of videos where people are just expressing the emotions of their react, and they are flooding the internet with regret. Guys, it's very not easy to come out and say that you regret your vote, because you are just saying that you did wrong. And these people, they are flooding the internet with regret. That's what we are seeing. That's what we've been experiencing for some of few weeks. So it's the FAFO season. You ever rant, you find out. No matter what you find out, there is no point of when you F around, you not no, you will find out no matter what. So it's a time of DT's supporters to flood the internet with the regret as the reality have hit them hard. For sure, it have hit them hard. Some they believe it, others they not. But it is a time to know what you did wrong, and maybe next time you're gonna correct it or not. FAFO season is real, and we are seeing more and more of his once ardent supporters questioning their choices, and they ask themselves, what have we done? How have we reached here? Why are we in this position of regretting our votes? Many voters are starting to have a second thought of what they did. They are starting to just questioning themselves, are we in the right position where we're supposed to be? All right, we've got few videos we're going to watch together. Please stay till the end of the video because I'll come back with my commentary. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. And all credits belong to the creators in this video. I'll come back with my commentary.
Well, the world may be going to shit, but at least I have these tiny around and find out moments to keep my life a little lit. Yes. You see, this morning, I was all over the Book of Face, touching base with some relatives that are spread out around this place. Yes, that's all I use the Book of Face for, is to keep touch with those that I don't really speak to anymore. Some of those people on that Book of Face that are related to me, well, they voted for Daddy Dumpy Pants. Yes, they did. And one of those people needs a new roof on their house. And they were crying and complaining this morning on the Book of Face. The cost of that roof. They couldn't seem to understand. They went and got an estimate a few months ago for that roof. And the price was so good they decided to put it off a little bit. Wait till after Christmas to get that roof. No urgency needed. They went and got a new estimate yesterday and went to pay for it and make the plans to start installing that roof in February. Well, the cost of that roof went up by $15,000. You heard that right, a $15,000 price hike from just a few months ago. They were confused. They asked, why such a price hike so fast? Well, the roofing company explained to them, those incoming tariffs on our supplies and our labor force might be compromised. Supply and demand, supply chain interruptions, all those things around them mass deportations and tariffs. They had to hike up those prices. They straight up told her, this is all Donald Trump's fault. You should not have voted for that man, did you? She said, yes, I did. He said, I'm sorry, but this is the way it's going to be for the next 4 years, ma'am. And only going to get worse, he warned her, only going to get worse. She's crying today. She don't know where she's going to get that money to repair her roof. She's regretting that vote she made. And well, all I can do is smile, you see. My roof is intact. I've struggled my whole life. This is just another struggle for me. But some of you out there, well, you're about to see.
Trump doesn't care about us veterans. He secretly hates us. We represent the type of American he can never be. 6 deferments prove that. Why am I calling out MAGA veterans specifically? Well, unlike the Republican trend as of late, I'm going to hold my own accountable because I actually still care about my brothers and sisters in arms, and I want what is best for them, even if they did violate their oath. Yeah, we didn't forget about that. And you can miss me with all of those reasons you support Trump with the hyper-emotional, manipulative measures that worked on you, because let's not forget, you swore that oath under the eyes of your God. So stop being a snowflake. Everything Trump does is WWE drama. It's smoke and mirrors. He's got what's going on, and then he's got what's actually going on. I guess that's one good reason of having a liberal arts degree is we actually recognize theater when we see it. While he's over here distracting you by renaming the Gulf of Mexico trans athletes and his side chick Musk, he's over here attacking the constraints of our Constitution. He is challenging it at every opportunity to consolidate power into the executive branch, aka power for himself. But Trump has you falling in line like good little sheep, because there is a point in time where decorum, tradition, and strict constitutional adherence used to be pillars of the conservative ideology. Now, Republicans are the radicals when it comes to the Constitution, and you're okay with challenging our Constitution and changing it at the behest of your king. Not only that, but he's made you mad at people like me for pointing this out, as well as half of the other Americans that don't fall in line with Trump's bullshit. He's made you think they're the enemy. That's pretty pathetic. Now that I have your attention, and I know your face is probably the same shade of red as the hat you're wearing, listen up. Trump does not care about veterans, and us veterans are the prime target for the Republican machine. They don't care about us. Look at the actions, not the rhetoric about supporting us. It doesn't follow through. They expect us to vote for them. They expect us to support them. They expect us to believe everything that Republicans say is true. We are the pawns in their little game. We're just props to them. Republicans use us any opportunity they have because we, as Americans, put our money where our mouth is. We sign a blank check for Uncle Sam to cash, and they don't do that. Let me be very clear. Republicans need veterans more than veterans need Republicans. We were promised that America would take care of our veterans, that they would tend to the scars, both physical and unseen. Well, Trump's already cut funding for mental health and suicide prevention for our troops. He's targeting $119 billion of the VA. You know that VA system that's supposed to support us who's already got a severe backlog? Yeah, what do you think cutting 80,000 employees is going to do to that backlog? Now, make no mistake, when these cuts are implemented, we will have our brothers and sisters die waiting for services and treatment. He's already cut 6,000 veteran jobs. I don't know about you, but that's not really taking care of veterans now, is it? Now, a lot of our veterans are very familiar with a quote 22 a day. That's the average amount a veteran or service member takes their life every single day. Now, with these services already being cut and VA backlog exponentially worse, you can guarantee that number is going to go up. And that's because Trump and Republicans don't care about you. It's a lot cheaper to bury you than it is to treat you. And if you're lucky enough to get to retirement age, Trump wants to cut your benefits because him and his billionaire elitist buddies don't think you deserve to get the benefits you earned serving this nation and the money you put into Social Security. They think you're double dipping. You're a strain on this country. Call me old-fashioned, but if you're willing to serve this country, you're not a strain on our society. But this does go into how he thinks of us veterans. Now, if you're a male white veteran, well, this is awkward. You might be okay. Yeah, but these unjustified attacks on DEI have disgraced our service members, our brothers and sisters, because people of color and women that used to be venerated and honored on all of our websites, our government websites, yeah, they were taken off. For fuck's sake, Colin Powell was removed from the Arlington Cemetery Registry. Now, side note, they are starting to add all of those people back onto these websites after the huge amount of outcry that came out. But seriously, what the fuck? And it has been our brothers and sisters, veterans with decades of honorable service, who've been blowing the whistle on Trump and his hatred for it. Yes, he's called us suckers and losers. He's embarrassed to be seen with our disabled vets. He's the one that has disgraced the Arlington Cemetery with photo ops. He's the one that has undermined the Medal of Honor. He is the one that said it doesn't cost $60,000 for Specialist Guillen's funeral. You know, the one that was brutally murdered because she's a fucking Mexican. His words, not mine. I know all you deep-rooted cult members are out there yelling liberal lies. He's already shown this in the public. He's attacked John McCain. He attacked him to his face. He attacked his service. He discredited his service. And then he was angry that we flew our flags at half-mast during his funeral because he thought McCain didn't deserve it. Not only that, but he made fun and mocked a disabled reporter. All of this is evidence that he does not care about you, but he understands your importance as a veteran. So he's not going to discredit you in front of your face. And of course, he's going to try to backtrack every time he's exposed for the hatred and disdain that he has for our veterans. So if you are a veteran and you voted for this tangerine tyrant, I'm going to ask you this. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not asking you to turn your back on your conservative ideology, but I am asking that you uphold the oath to the Constitution that you took in the eyes of your Lord. I guess in short, wake the fuck up. If you're a liberal veteran out there, we need your voice. We understand the importance of the oath that we took. And now more than ever, we need your strength and perseverance. Don't shy away from the hard conversations and don't be afraid to piss people off. Truth matters and truth is under attack in this country. They need us. Speak up. And remember, patriots have no kings.
I have a couple comments and a prediction on this MAGA regret thing that seems to be trending. First off, we told you so for years what he's intending to do. We kept saying Project 2025 and you kept saying no. We kept saying dictatorship and you kept saying no. We kept saying he doesn't care about you. He just cares about your votes. And you kept saying, he was joking. And a lot of you are realizing we were right. And then there's a lot of you who think that Donald Trump should give you an exception to what everybody else is going through because you voted for him. And you're thinking that Trump is going to make stipulations in executive orders because he's not going legislatively. This is all executive orders. That he's going to make a stipulation saying, well, if you voted for me, then this doesn't affect you. And therein lies my prediction that he'll toy with that idea and perhaps even put in that rule. But then again, he just cared about their vote. He didn't really care about them. Neither do I.
Okay, so I'm watching Rachel Maddow. Oh God, this is a really weird filter. Oh well, my lashes look fabulous. Anyway, so I'm watching Rachel Maddow and oh my God, they had all these interviews of these Trump voters, of course, in Michigan that were so shocked to tell you, and just miserable everyone to do right now. The fuck? Well, he's acting like a dictator. He said he wanted to be a dictator. Like, what's the big mystery? Well, I thought he was going to do more with the economy, and why are we fighting with Canada? I didn't understand. And then other people, well, he said he would, but I just really didn't believe he'd do these things. You, the idiots. Again, my patience for MAGAteers is pretty much fucking zero. You motherfucker. And then the shocking thing is I'm watching all these voters that they're interviewing in Michigan. There's all these black people that voted for Trump. He hates you. He hates you. He's always hated you. The racist. How do you vote for a fucking racist as a black person? How do you vote for Mr. Deportation as a Latino person? Oh my God. Again, I'm sorry. You put us all in hell. Social Security's going down the toilet because they're going through with all their fucking plans on that. Everything's going to shit and he's kissing Putin's ass. And you people, yeah, I didn't think you really did it. Again, listen, maggots. We don't feel... By the way, that's the color I want to paint my room. That's why I always have this blob there. Sorry. He kept saying he wanted to be a dictator. He's going to have more deportations than anyone else. Blah, 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 blah. Now you're like, well, I didn't know he was going to attack Greenland and Panama and Canada. And this one woman complained, he's just so erratic. Hello? The fuck? Yeah, and one of the guys asked him, it's like, well, you saw him, the first time around, you didn't expect he might be doing this. He said, well, he didn't seem that bad the first time. He tried to overthrow the government, you dumbass. And then this one woman, it's almost like he can't watch the news. Well, obviously he didn't previously. He didn't know what a fucking lying piece of shit he was. Or, all for this economic boom that you wanted to have, you just throw every person under the fucking bus, including yourself. And now, oh, eggs are really expensive. Oh, these tariffs, blah, blah, blah. He kept saying he'd put tariffs in. You just believed his stupid idea that tariffs would fucking help you. The tariffs. He said that was his number one plan, and you all voted for it. I'm sorry. MAGAteers, boo motherfucking who, you idiots.
Now, as we rewind back for a second, in 2016, a lot of voters were pumped about the team. You know what happens? He was the outsider, the guy who promised to drain the swamp and shake up the Washington. A lot of people were tired of the same old political class. And Trump was this breath of fresh air, bold, brash, and unapologetically established. But here's the thing, the hype was real until the reality sets in. That's in 2016, where, people were just, they used to the same politics. When the guy comes in, he promised a lot of things. He promised to change a lot of things. He promised to bring back a lot of things. That's the promise he did in 2016. Now, the first term under unconventional leadership, that's the first term. Okay, we went back in 2016. You know what's happened. Now, fast forward to this first term, we saw a lot of drama. Yes, we saw a lot of drama. His leadership style was, let's say, constant media chaos, tweets that send shockwaves daily, praising policies that he got a country talking, whether we wanted to or not. His supporters didn't mind all the noise because they felt like he was actually getting stuff done. Okay, but as time went on, some of those same people started questioning whether the chaos was worth it. So they started questioning, but before they were, okay, we are okay with the guy, there's no problem, that's back in time. I'm just taking you back a little bit to see where things have started, to see how things have gone slowly by slowly until at this moment where people, they regret, in less than few days, they regret about their action, they regret about what they voted for, they regret about everything. Now, then came 2020 election. DT lost, and that sparked a whole new waves of issues. Many of his supporters refused to accept, you remember that, the result, pushing wealthy conspiracy theories, engaging in the whole stop the seal movement. But in the process, something important happened. People started to really question whether they were being misled. Were they just following a man who wasn't as truthful as they hoped? And let's believe, the Capitol riot only added fuel to the fire. Remember that. Now we are in the 2025. The first thing is the economic struggle, which have made these people to flood the internet with regret. Now, if I come out with economic struggle, what does it mean? It means that these people, they have never expected DT to do what he's doing right now. They have never expected DT to bring the ideas. But the thing I like and the thing I know and what I've seen, what I've read, is he gave you the project 2025 for you to check. But you people, you've never went to check that project. You were in the air. You were just there, the guy, you just praising the guy, we are waiting to vote you. We're going to give you our votes. We love you, DT. We love you. What? That's what people were doing. Instead of carefully checking, carefully researching, carefully reading, knowing exactly what the guy is about to do in your life, what the guy is about to do in the country, for you just praised. Okay, it went on. Now you come to the point where the guy put out what he told you. He told you about tariffs, he told you about a lot of stuff. But now it is the time you come out and flood the internet with regret. Really? It cannot be the time, because yes, you are the one who voted for. So you shouldn't come here and express the emotions and say, we regret. You should face the consequences in a quiet moment. No one could know that you are regretting. Just keep quiet. You know that you did wrong. You knew in your heart that I did wrong. The point was about to correct what you did. But you have to wait. You cannot correct now or tomorrow. You will correct maybe in 4 years to come. That's when you're gonna correct. But you efferent, you find out. Yes, there's no hidden secret here. There's no anything that's been hidden. You find out no matter what. All right, now the reality of immigration policies, it has also revealed a true image of DT supporters. Imagine you guys, you went to vote for immigration. You vote for deportation. You vote, let's deport these people. And no wonder the same people, like the majority, I'm not saying everyone, they have used the same way to come to the US. But they went ahead and fight that way. Where people used to come to the US, they fight the same way. US is a paradise to many people. It's a country of dreams to many people. They take it as a country they can change. They can just do something to their lives, to their families. But same people who have used the same way to come to the US, they went ahead and vote against. They went ahead and vote about deportation. So they went ahead and said, let's deport these people. And you guys, you've forgotten that you've used the same way. All right, I'm not supporting the illegal immigration. No way. That's not right. But remember, that was one of the way to come to the States. That was one of the way people used to travel to US just to change their life, to change the status, to come back from poverty, to win against poverty, guys. But you people, you voted against that. And still the same people comes to the farmers right now. They don't have workers. Listen, those people, I'm not saying they were holding like a big part of the economy, but they have a stone to put on the economy of the country. Because those were manpowers. Man, they're working for $5. So you farmers, are you going to find the same people who are going to work in those farms? Or you MAGA people who was complaining about unemployment, can you go and work in those farms? Is it possible to go and just work in those farms? And just, okay, take the place for those illegal immigrants. Okay? Because right now they're not there, and some who have survived, they're not going to work because they're scared. And no wonder, we've seen a story recently that this lady, he has a husband who is a MAGA. And when they come out from vacation, he got arrested. Hey. Eh? Imagine you voted and then it comes around to you. So whatever you did, it goes around, but still to come to you, whether in good or bad. It will come to you and you have to face it. You have to face that consequences. Yes, you have to face it. So you voted against, like you voted about deportation and you support it. We don't want illegal immigrants. I agree with you, but you forget the country that have changed a lot of illegal immigrants. And it has built a part of the economy from the immigrants. But you voted to deport people. And right now, you don't have workers. And some people say they voted because of the economy. Yes, he cannot change the economy in a month or two. But are you seeing the sign of change? Or are you seeing the sign of backwards? Tell me, are you seeing the sign of change really? Is it the time of change? Is it coming like closer to you? Or you are going back worse than it was? All right, that is what happens, okay? Now, these people, mostly the MAGA, they were misinformed and they didn't listen. Okay, so it's like you are consuming one type of food only. You're not just caring about others. For example, you are eating only carbohydrates. You're not taking proteins, or you're not taking like other things, your body will get affected. So you guys, you consumed only the carbohydrates. You forget to consume the proteins and vegetables. So how is your body is going to feel? Because you have to balance. So when it comes to information, you consume only one part. You don't want to see another part. You just consume only one part. So, you say, okay, I will watch this. I will never watch anything like, no. It's not supposed to be like that. You should have seen on different angles and know exactly what you're supposed to do. And know exactly who you're supposed to support. I'm not claiming you that you support the wrong person. It's your choice. In life, I'm not here to cry for you. In life, whatever you choose, it will affect you. But the problem is, it have affected the wider. A lot of number of people have been affected by your choices. Yes. And this is 2025. Guys, it's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. All right, now it's the FAFO and the accountability. Yes, you F around, you find out, but there is accountability here. So here is where it gets real. The whole FAFO season, the phrase stand with the F around and find out. That's what's happening to many DT voters. They took a risk voting for a guy who promised the big things, but now they are facing the fallout. Whether it's a personal consequences or supporting a controversial figure, the divisiveness is the communities or even financial struggles. People are realizing that sometimes your choices have serious consequences. And now you are realizing it in 2025. Now that's the reality. So what does this mean? Well, it's clear that DT voters are starting to wake up to the reality of what they signed up for. Some will double down, but many are starting to have second thoughts. We've seen that. Okay, what happens next? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing is for sure, the political landscape is changing, and its grip on the Republican Party might not be as strong as it once was. Yeah. Drop your thoughts in the comment section and tell me what you think about what's happening right now in the state. And don't forget to subscribe. Please watch my other videos. See you in the next one. Bye bye.